Do you want to make old school RuneScape scenes in Blender? One of the most common questions I get asked in my Discord is how do I make a background for my RuneScape animations or thumbnails in Blender? By the end of this tutorial, you're going to have all the skills required to make a scene in Blender based on old school RuneScape using old school RuneScape models. Let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is import the models from old school RuneScape into Blender. To do this, you're going to spend some time wandering around exporting models using the Model Exporter plugin. You can do this by right-clicking them and then pressing Export Model. If you need some help with this plugin, check out my exporting character models tutorial. For this scene, I'm going to be creating a kind of smithing scene, so there's going to be a furnace, workbench, and anvil. Once you have all your models, then the first thing you want to do is import them into your scene by going File, Import, OBJ. Once they're in your scene, you're going to need to scale them down using the S for serendipity key and moving the mouse accordingly. Then, you're going to use the Move tool so you can move them around and reposition them. However, I do like to use the Transform tool instead. This allows you to rotate them while moving them. A good tip as well is to only build what the camera can see. While I might be really excited to make this massive scene that's intricately detailed, it's only going to increase your render time, and if it never gets seen, well, what is the point? Your next question is probably, well, how do I get to see what the camera sees? Well, you can do this by creating a new panel for viewing. You can do this by dragging the top right-hand corner of the screen and then press the camera icon in the new viewing panel. Now, you can move the camera like any other object while still being able to see what the camera sees. Alright, once you finish scaling and positioning all your furniture, there's still one problem. It's just furniture, and you're probably going to want a bit more for your scene. So, the next thing we're going to do is adding walls. This part is a little bit trickier than other objects in the game because you can't just export any old wall. You need to find a wall that can be examined to export. An example of this is the wall that you can grapple in Falador, which is the one I'm going to be using, or the odd-looking wall in Edgefield Dungeon. Alternatively, you can create your own wall from scratch, but that's a whole other tutorial. Then you want to position your wall after you've imported and scaled it, and you're probably going to want some duplicates of it so it can fill the whole background. You can create a duplicate by pressing the Shift D key and then moving the object accordingly. And there you have it. You have a really basic scene in Blender. In the next tutorial, we're going to start talking about lighting so you can turn your creation from this into this. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you have any questions or just want to share some of your awesome creations, feel free to check out and join my Discord. There's a link in the description. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, be sure to give it a like and a comment. See you next time.